It's a big day, man. 50 days down, 50 days to go.
It's been going rocky in some areas, better in other areas.
Yes, yes.
Personally,
I think that's across the board, bro. I have a feeling if we ask everyone who started this journey with us, I'm sure that's general consensus. Maybe one or two that are crushing it every step of the way, and one or two, probably maybe more than one or two that have fallen off completely. But for most of us, we're still trying. It's just, it's not easy.
yeah, and life happens, and like I said, unexpected things and expected things, and sometimes your goals aren't what you thought they were going to be. You get a little way down the path, and you say, "Whoa, this isn't what I thought it was going to be. Let me re-examine what I'm doing. Maybe take a different path that I can put all my energy and efforts into."
I agree 100%, and I think now is a great point to do that. We're halfway. It's really a good time to stop and think about where we're at. We kind of need to take not just, hey, these things aren't working correct, but also say, look, this has worked. Look how far I've come on the goals. Certain goals. For me, my knee, I am ecstatic about where I'm at for my rehab. In 50 days in, I'm already doing squats with 185 on the bar. I've been doing exercise classes. The only reason I haven't ran yet is because my physical therapist told me early on, listen, you're going to want to run, but don't do it until at least 12, 16 weeks. So I'm going to give it a little more time, but
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. And that's what we have to do when we look at our goals sometimes too, is examine our physical capabilities. Maybe we set a goal that was a little further, and we shouldn't get discouraged just because we didn't meet certain benchmarks along the way. Like you said, it's getting a lot stronger. I haven't done something that I wanted to do, but I'll get there.
Right. So I took an inventory today, looking at where I'm at on certain things. For instance, I had read my Bible 15 minutes a day. And I thought it was going to be wake up early in the morning and get that 15 minutes in. But when I started school and I had a 8 a.m. class in Tampa, I realized if I don't leave by 6:30, I'm not going to make it on time. But I've been what I've realized is the time isn't as important as that I'm getting into the word and getting something out of it every day. So usually, in the morning, I'll turn on the radio to some biblical speakers who usually preaching the word, and that helps me get my day started. And then before I go to bed at night, I'll read my Bible app, usually a devotional or a plan, as they call it in the YouVersion app.
Yeah, we used to have a devotional that we would read every morning, and I would get the scripture from that. And then for a little while, I was just using like the Bible.com type of website, and then refreshing it every day, and they put like a new verse of the day. And then like if it's a verse that I'm not familiar with, or a verse that I really like, usually I'll open that entire chapter up and try to read as much as I can, or until I feel like I got the message that I was seeking that day.
Yep. I see you putting a verse almost every day on LinkedIn, so I know you've been pretty consistent.
Yeah, and I've been doing that on Twitter for about 2 years now. So some of them, I've gotten to the point now where I can recycle, and I got a couple that are meaningful in certain times of the year, especially now that we're reflecting on Veterans Day. We just had a family member pass that was also a veteran. So God bless you, Grandpa. We love you. We'll carry your family name on with pride.
Absolutely. Speaking of Grandpa, I just wanted to say, I think he was the first person I ever recognized as an entrepreneur when we were kids. We heard about the Holly grocery store and the Holly butcher shop. And one thing I remember about Grandpa so well is when you would shake that man's hands, even at 92 years old, when I, last couple of years when I visited him, his bare paws, man, would squeeze you.
You would crush every bone in your entire body just through your hand.
And it came from him working in the butcher shop all the time, is what Pops told us. So.
Well, I never knew until I was in my 20s that he was such an exaggerator, And then, you know, because of Aunt Rosemary's post, I was like, everyone knew all along. I was just in the dark.
Exaggerator, great storyteller. That's the way I like
I was
to
gonna
say it.
say he was always humorous. He always kept everybody smiling with his stories, and his sarcasm was always very, very poignant.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. So it's like we were talking about before we got on live about your shirt. I was like, Abraham Lincoln. What does it say? 300 matches without a loss.
Yes, it says 300 matches with one recorded loss. He was totally a wrestler. Abraham Lincoln. One of the toughest men on earth.
Yep. I wonder if he was a storyteller like our grandfather, or maybe the one loss was to our grandfather. I don't know.